All right, y'all, welcome to Buck Don't Know Shit. It is another beautiful day in Texas. Really is beautiful. And yeah, it's one of those days you're like, just glad to be alive, right? And yesterday was beautiful too. And yeah, so it's just freaking awesome outside. Like perfect temperature, low humidity, blue skies, no wind or not much wind. I don't know. It's perfect weather. It's amazing. So wish every day was like this. So we're gonna work today. I got today and tomorrow. Do a little work on the Thunderbird. Finally get back on it. And we left off, a little quarter sail window. Had some issues with the gear on it is broken. I got one of those ordered. I'm about to pull the other one down and we're gonna clean it up and do kind of the same thing, get the felt channel cleaned out, and then I'm gonna replace the felt on both of those. Probably go ahead and get out the other side of the window, the channel on it, go ahead and clean them out and just kind of do felt all at the same time, just get it all knocked out. And then all I have to do is check out the motors and tracks and make sure they're working, and then try to put them back in. I mean, it's I'm sitting here thinking like, how hard can it be? Everything's coming together here. I've got to figure out how to get this felt out of here. That's gonna be fun. You see it is messed up in the bottom, and it looked like, I saw a couple places look like somebody had put like lithium grease. You can kind of see down in there, maybe trying to lubricate it some, but I don't think that'll work too well on felt. Actually, I can feel it. Yeah, I mean, that's grease right there. Okay, got my two main window tracks, and they weren't painted originally, but there was some rust kind of on these brackets, and you know, just figured what the hell, throw a coat of paint on them. I did get all the felt out of them using X-Acto blades, kind of the straight bladed one. I don't know what the hell. I had to use this narrow one, skinny one, to get deep down in there. Yeah, just straight blade, X-Acto, digging it out, and then flathead screwdriver, kind of do some heavy scraping down in the channel. It's not perfect, but it's all out of there. There is some adhesive, old adhesive still kind of on the sides, but I think it'll be fine. I'm going to use contact cement right here. This is weldwood, just a little pint, I guess that is, 16 ounces. Yeah, brush, and I'll brush the insides of these and then brush the back side of the felt. And this is my felt here. It's 2 5/8 wide. And watching Nick Pepe's video on these deep ones, he had to use 2 pieces. So one piece kind of goes down the side and folds down the bottom, and then the other piece just down the side. So we'll cut them out, do some dry fitting, and letting this paint dry a little bit first. Probably we'll start on these. Now these channels are shallow, so I'll just use one piece. And I need to find something. I think I'm gonna get my table saw out and just rip some wood, the right thicknesses. They are different thicknesses. This is thinner. These are a little bit thicker, so I'll have to cut two different pieces of wood, but no big deal. Just slightly narrower than the opening, you know, to make up for the thickness of the felt, which probably we'll just go like an 1/8 inch. It's probably like a 1/16 per side, maybe a little. I mean, you can compress it thinner than that, of course, but probably we'll go an 1/8 inch smaller than this opening, something like that. All right, the front sail window, I don't know what you call these. I don't know, the front quarter window. Basically, all I have seen so far that you have to have are these 2 bolts here, which this bolt that's just a body bolt I have in there, and it's gonna work fine. I think it's supposed to have one of these big weird looking washers like that one does, but I am short a couple, so gonna use a body bolt there. And then you come down here, in this hole right here, you have your bottom nut and another one of those washers. So this down here kind of has side to side adjustment. You can see, and then all of these have, like, it's 4-way adjustment this way. This one can also, it's got a stud on it that you can adjust this, kick it in and out if you need to do that. So, and then you see, like, you check your gap here, and it's very narrow down here and wider up here. So I need to take the whole thing and kind of kick it over that way, kick that up. So that is what I'm gonna do. Just play with the adjustment on that. I think it looks pretty good in and out. I think that's better. That looks pretty dang good. I'm happy with it. So let me go over here and mount the other one. Found some hardware. I think that's the, yeah, and this is all the original hardware I had. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna roll with these 3 right here. And they are 5/16 coarse threads. All right, just to show y'all what I'm doing here, I got this rail in. So yeah, so it sticks out a little bit up here. And lines up right there. And then down here. So, and this one's got a little sliding nut in it to go kind of in and out with. This one, there's not really, I mean, just the size of that hole right there. You have some adjustment, of course, but that is it. So one of these on each side. You'll have to get them installed. I ran mine through this hole, kind of fished it in there. It wasn't too hard. But yeah, let me get that mounted. And then I've got my motors here, and basically gonna do the same thing I did with the rear quarter windows, and take this gear off, and yeah, basically take these apart and just kind of clean and grease, get some new grease in there, and yeah, that's it. That's it. And hopefully these motors work and still have enough ass. I have not tested them at all, so we will be doing that here shortly. So I need some more vinegar too. My bath's not quite deep enough, but I'll get that going later. But yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Man. Can't believe this thing's so screwed up. Just terrible. All right. Let me go not get to work, but go get dressed. All right. Talk to y'all later. All right. I am just kind of piecing this together, figuring this out. So, well, shit. I thought I had this right, but I don't. Let me get this back in here. This channel here, I believe, goes on this bottom roller. I had it on there, and it has since fallen. But yeah, this channel here, and one of the rollers, which you can see down there, slides on it, kind of like, this is kind of hard to do looking through the camera. Yeah, like that. Come on. How am I? There it goes. All right, it's on there now. And then it just bolts in place like that. And that gives your assembly a, pivot point right there. So, okay, I was a little premature putting this motor in. you do need to get the window in first, and it basically, you got to tilt it in down if it'll work. And I did loosen this window up a little bit, kind of give me a little play. But you tilt it down, you get the back end slid in the track here, and then kind of lift it up in place. And I was just running into problems that getting in my way, so took it out, and we will see how it goes now. All right, I got it in. I had to basically loosen this completely. I had that bolt in it, took the bottom one off, took that off, and got it in, and it was kind of like riding on the inside of this, and I slid it all the way up, and then I was able to kind of angle this out and get it down in this channel. This channel feels really good. This channel back here is super tight. So I'm about to take this window back out, take that channel off, try to spread it open. Okay, got it in there. I took that track out, spread it open. You can do it however you want. I use that handmade, homemade ball peen hammer handle right there. Just beat it down in it, spread it open, and then we'll just run it up and down this track here. Make sure it felt better, and it felt much better when I got done, because it was super tight and it would not have worked the way it was. So I've got a screwdriver in here holding, sort of loosely holding this window. Shouldn't go anywhere, I don't think. And a clamp on the back, which, yeah, I don't know. It ain't holding a lot either. So I'm gonna try to quickly get this assembled. You can see my window in the track there. And I've got it in this track in the front. It looks pretty good. So that worked, and there's really, I mean, short of setting a camera up inside of here, basically you have 3 rollers, 2 short tracks on the bottom of the window here, and then you got the 1 track right here that I put on last. So this arm here, you can move up and down and get it out of the way and slide it in from this direction into this track, the top roller. I put this one in first, then use this lever to kind of move this one and get it in position. Then I slid this track on the bottom roller, kind of had to finagle everything to get these on, and they're not positioned correctly yet, but I've got them secure where that roller won't come out. Then I got bolts started in the motor, and after that I should be able to take that out and kind of bump it a little bit, try to get this a little more square. So yeah, I don't think it'll go anywhere now. This is fairly secure, not real tight, but tight enough it's not going to move much. And yeah, I know there's going to be some adjusting going on here, but I think it's pretty close to being ready. So yep, let me get another thing you have to do, put these stops in. I'm going to do that before I start running the window up and down, so I don't run it off the track. But you can see this little I don't know, dovetail clip that is attached to the window, and then these basically bolt on to here, and then this bolts to the door, inside of the door, right there and there. Simple. You know, that's all there is to it. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and yeah, then try to run this thing up and down, see what happens. All right, this has been an epic fail. One, vinegar just did not clean this. I probably should have gone with the degreaser or something first, but it also, whatever kind of metal, cast, steel or iron or whatever this was, the vinegar just ate it completely up. There used to be a ring right here, right, that was actually the cover to this motor. So yeah, it just ate right through it. That's terrible. So basically this motor is garbage. Well, I am making progress. It is, I mean, I think I have my stop set a little low, but I can get that tightened up right there, of course. But, bye, Carly. Have fun at work. You will? Careful. I think as far as trim and fitment goes, that is pretty dang good. Functionality, not so good. It needs assistance up and down. Yeah, I don't know what else we could do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a new motor for the other side because that one is trash. And even if I get it working, it probably won't work 100%, but we'll play with it. And I'm just going to see if this new motor has more ass than the 60-year-old motors that I have now. Kind of would make sense that it would. And, you know, maybe it's able to overcome some of the little restrictions that this window is hitting, and really all the windows. And probably if that motor works better, then I will probably replace all three of these at some point. Not right away, but at some point. They're all like $250 a piece, so they're not necessarily cheap. And I don't want to spend $1,000 on, you know, just nice to haves. Now this passenger window is maybe not a nice to have, but the sail windows, that's just a nice to have. You don't have to roll those down. So, you know, probably what I'll do if they're not functioning, just to keep kids from messing with them, is just unplug them until I get them working 100%. Whatever. Look, I want this thing everything to function and work perfectly. Nature of the beast is that, short of replacing a bunch of parts and sitting here tinkering with this for hours and maybe days trying to get it just right, I need to get this car driving. So I need to get windows in this state where they stay up and you can drive down the road with them. I do want them going up and down the main windows, of course, but you know, because we don't know if we're gonna have air conditioning or not yet. Assuming not. So we need windows, the 255 AC to work. Yeah, let me get picked up here and I will see y'all in a few weeks, 3 weeks about, and we will get back on the old girl. Okay, here it is, the rebuilt motor. One with the housing that did not disintegrate in vinegar, apparently. So, yeah, I mean, it looks pretty new. I mean, it looks really nice. He does a good job with these. This is where I got it. I forgot what's his name? Oh, James English. There's his email down there and his number, and that's the name of his company. This was the only place I could find these guys, and I'm pretty sure when you go to Bird's Nest and, you know, they're using him or somebody like him to get these, and I don't even think they were offering them. Had to go straight to him. He wanted to rebuild mine, but mine was shot. The inside had got water in it. It was completely rusted all the way through, and then of course I ruined this gear housing by soaking it in vinegar too long, and it ate it up. I think I have some video of that. I'll show it if not, but this seems like kind of a different material. That's more like a regular steel, where I think what I had might have been it seemed like it was cast, whatever I had. And yeah, vinegar, it did not like vinegar, let's put it that way. On this regulator, you see I got my motor mounted, no big deal there. On this regulator, I am doing something I haven't done on any of the other windows. And I've been I would try to work them and get them moving, but you can see this blue one's an old one. It will not, I mean, I can get it to turn a little bit counterclockwise. I mean, I get it to turn about a half a turn both ways, but it is not free. And then you can see the new one I put on, put a little silicone grease, sanded it down with some Scotch Brite. But the the post there, and you see it turns no problem. So I'm not saying this is causing a lot of my binding issues, but I think having wheels that roll a little bit at least is better than tight and stuck. That way, you know, if you get any debris in here like this one has, then it's causing more friction, more resistance, and then if it doesn't roll also, it's just gonna bind your window up. So I am changing these, and if I get good results out of this motor and changing these, then I probably will at least pull this big window back out, change all these rollers on it. Okay, I will say out of the 4 windows, powered windows that I've put in this car, this one works the best. Sounds the worst, but works the best. So it is the spring that is making the noise. I know that because it was doing that when I was dry running it. But here you can see it. We'll run it down. You hear the spring clinking, and it stops, and then we'll run it up. But it never bogs down. Never lets up. It runs like a fucking champ. I'm gonna do some things to the other window. Like I'm gonna change the rollers. I'm gonna make sure my guard here, which I did stretch it out after I put the new felt in it, but maybe not enough. So I'm gonna check a couple things on the other one. A couple things I will note. I know I'm not like showing y'all step by step what I did. There's videos of that, but this is more just I'll show you what which right now I've got this stupid door trim on it, so of course I can't shut it. And oh, I probably have it too high. That is something. Let me bump it down a little. Anyway, I think I have the window too high, but basically what I was going to show you was, which I don't have the stops in it, so that's the problem there. There are a couple of stops you bolt in right here, and they hit on that, so I definitely have this too high. So I'll fix that in just a second. So basically with the new felt, these get a little tight. I use my pry bars, just kind of spread it out open, and then take it on the back of the window. It was a little tight running it. You just want to take it on the back of your window and just make sure that you run it all the way to the bottom like that, and you don't really feel any tight spots in it. Okay, the spring was set right. I got all my rollers. See, they're freewheeling now, no problem. That one's a little snugger, but it rolls pretty easily. These two are moving good. This one's, I mean, these almost will freewheel and barely turn. This one takes a little bit of force, but way better. I mean, the ones before could not turn by hand. None of them. They were all very tight. So, yeah, these guys, they were just old and seized on. So, like I said, I definitely recommend when you're starting this project, go ahead and get you some of these. You'll have 6 of them is what you need for both windows. You cannot change the ones in the regulators for the quarter windows. Or you probably can, but it's not easy. They're like riveted on studs. And I was able to work those enough to get them to turn some, but I don't think their turning is as essential as these are. I do believe these are intended to turn. Okay, this is so much better, and I am learning a lot and getting better at this, and I've actually got this, I don't know what time it is, but I don't think I've been on here much more than an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I have taken these both out, reworked both of them, all the rails, this rail back here, worked that square nut and got it moving freely, which I think that has helped. Basically, I rolled the window all the way down with it loose and then got it kind of where it felt like it needed to be and tightened it down. I mean, just that's the name of the game. I would say keep a lot of this stuff kind of finger tight, maybe a little less than finger tight, and then kind of work the window and see where things want to move, and then button them down. You know, that's kind of name of the game here. So I haven't checked fitment with the door yet, door opening, the weather stripping and everything. I got to put my stops in at the appropriate height and do all that stuff. So haven't done it with door shut yet, but if you watch down, it goes down really fast, maybe too fast, I don't know, and then up. Like, this definitely works better than the driver's side window. I think I might have a little too much slack in my back channel there. So that may be something you want to make adjustments with. I know it sucks taking things in and out, but yeah, this is much, much better. Another thing I've learned is this bar here is important for the level up here. So if it's wrong, not centered right, you know, usually I guess on mine, the rear end of the window wants to stick up higher than the front. So the back will hit its stops where it is supposed to stop to line it up with the weather stripping, but the front will be sagging, and then the motor doesn't have enough ass to pick it up and straighten it up. So what you got to do basically is get your stop set for your rear to be even with the top of your weather stripping, which when you shut the door, you want it to come in under this lip and hit on this lip back here. If it hits on this lip going in, it's going to be, your door's going to be too tight. The window's going to stick out. It's not going to line up with this. So you got to get it to where it goes just under that lip and then hits on the taller lip right there. That's how you want it to be. So get the back set just about the right height. You're going to have to kind of pull up on the front of the window, because when you do pull up on this, the back will sink some, but regardless, you'll figure that out. But then when you get the right height set here, then what I was doing was loosening these, straightening up the window up here, and then seeing kind of where this wanted to rest, and then tighten it down. Took a few iterations, but you know, I had to keep adjusting this down a little further as I kind of got the front picked up. But finally got this locked in, got the front locked in, and actually you can set this too pretty early. Pick up on the window by hand and get it where you want it, shut the door, get it lined up, and then go ahead and lock this one down. So, and that just establishes that. And then you shut the door, and that gap is damn near perfect right there. And my door comes just underneath that weather stripping right there, and makes a good seal on the inside of the car. And this window, other than the gear locking up when it hits too hard up or down, it works perfect. So I do have a new gear coming. I will at some point take this regulator out and change that. With the windows in the car, you know, you just lock them, put a screwdriver under so they don't fall. We'll have to take that out because that's where you stick the screwdriver through. But anyway, it's it's actually pretty easy to get this regulator from window motor in and out of the car and get it back in and change that gear, and you know, it's really not that hard. Now I might have a door panel in the way when I do it, but again, we will know how to put that on and off, and so there might be a little more to disassemble, but I'm calling it good on this window. I'm gonna go try to do the adjustment on the front like I did this one over there, now that I have a better method and understand where that adjustment is to level this window. It's right there. It's that track that bottom roller rolls in. That's the one. So Yeah, I'm happy with this door. Didn't check this window. Like I said, I'm over these. They're gonna stay right here. Happy home.